The white zone is for autographs only.
The red zone is for bearers of pineapples only.
There is no fruit in the blue zone.
Fruit is only available in the blue zone.
Good evening.
Good evening and welcome to Riker's Beard Live on this Sunday evening. Wow. So it's where to start. I mean, I don't think I think we're going to not try and catch up on Strange New Worlds this week because just we've got too much other stuff. It's been brilliant, but we've got so much to talk about.
Catch up another time, yes.
We've got so much to get into this hour-long episode of Riker's Beard Live. Let's start with James. How the devil are you, chap?
Well, I'm not so bad. I found this weekend confusing because I've not been running around from stage to panel to bar to restaurant to amusing my kids to back to the bar again. What about you?
Yeah, I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm so tired. As I've not made a secret of, I've suddenly signed for a new band, and I've got my first gig coming up this Sunday, and I've got 24 songs to learn for it, and it's a festival, so it's a big deal. Which I've just checked the weather forecast. It's going to be both heavy rain and wind in my outdoor festival gig for my first time playing this band, so that should be exciting. So yeah, I'm tired and my fingers are really sore from playing my guitar, from rehearsing. But yeah, I'm good.
Yes, well, we've got quite a few people joining us already online.
Yeah, as always, our viewers are the show. We're Wogan-esque. So let's say hi. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Gary. Ian, a Scottish Trekkie.
I believe he was on our bridge at one point.
Live long and prosper. James says, on behalf of the USS Gorkon, Region 1, Starfleet International Sci-Fi.orf.
I imagine that will be in the United States of America then.
Must be. Leah, one of our people we couldn't have done without. Just thank you so much. We'll move on to that a bit, but thank you. We've already said thank you but thank you so much, honestly. The Railway Adlington.
Now, this lady, Amanda, she's the lady who was wearing the Tribble dress during the cosplay parade.
Fantastic. Did you not also wear the...
She was the encounter at Farpoint.
Yes.
Mushroom jellyfish. Yes. Yeah. Whatever they're called. Amanda, tell us what they're called. They probably have a real name.
Gemma. Hey, Peter. From the Netherlands. Oh, fantastic. Well, again, if you've not watched the show before, one of the things we love the most is the fact that we have international outreach. And it's just absolutely brilliant when people from all over the world come in and say hello. So please do come in and say where you're from, where you're tuning in from, because we just absolutely love the international outreach of the show. So to you, Peter, I say, g'day, mate. Fantastic.
And how do you feel about being Sector 31?
Okay, James. So James says, Indiana, USA. Good day, mate. James,
Why, I man.
hey, we're the lads. I'm blind.
How can I see?
I can't see, man. Matthew Lally says, thanks for all your hard work at Destination.
It was
Literally,
our
you saying,
pleasure, Matthew.
yeah, you saying thank you is why we did it. So thank you. Thank you for saying thank you. Seriously, that's fantastic. Matt says, good evening, gentlemen. Rashid, hey, Rashid, how you doing, buddy?
Magnificent movie era costumes. He had the the Monster Maroon, but he also had Kirk's bomber jacket. I thought they were both superb.
Honestly, some of the costumes on display this year at Destination blew me away, and I dare say some of the best ones weren't even in the But we'll go on to that in a moment.
Declined to go into it, but we've spoken to them, haven't we, and said that cosplay is all
Cosplays for everyone. Yet the people who were scared of being judged and whatnot that this year that did come to us and say they wanted to do it, but they're worried about doing it. Next year, they are going to be doing it because we're going to find a way of making it inclusive for those that are maybe a bit nervous about getting up on stage. So we'll make it work.
If you want us back, obviously.
That's if you want us back next year. Alan says, good evening, ladies and the lovely followers. James says,
let's just pause with Alan for a minute, shall we? So Alan was absolutely instrumental in one of our events over last weekend, which was the trial of Benjamin Sisko. And I actually think, Richard, that was my favourite thing we did over this weekend because it was so much fun. It went really to town, didn't it?
Alan was my highlight. I can't pretend. I mean,
he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
When I go to a convention, there's certain people I see and I feel like I don't have. Like, I've not had a convention unless I've seen and put my arms around and had fun with certain people. And I'm not especially close to Alan. I've not spent half as much time with him as I'd like. But honest to God, when Alan's there, I'm like, it's okay. I'm good. I've had a convention now because I've seen Alan. I've put my arms around him and I've said hello. And he's one of those people that just makes the convention for me. And yes, in the trial of Benjamin Sisko, he was incredible. So thank you, Alan. And it was so lovely to see you, mate. James says, thank you for last weekend. Sam, new best friend.
Hey,
Sam. Still waiting for my badge, Sam.
Yeah, and me.
It was incredible to meet you, Sam, and thank you for your time and your contribution and bailing me out, helping me interview Conor Trenier. What a gentleman you are. Matt says, thank you for saving. Well, the savings may be a bit far, but yes, we did. He says, Christoph says we're going to have to skip through these, or we'll be here all night. Nadim, it's so nice to meet you. Nadim got a picture of me giving the thumbs up with his Discovery T-shirt.
Yes, it's the first time we'd actually met Nadim. It was great.
Are you? No, I met Nadim at in London.
Did we meet in London?
Yeah. We had masks on, and he literally he was like, "Hi, I'm Nadim." Like, "Hi," and we weren't. I mean, we met, but we kind of didn't meet because of the masks.
Couldn't sort of touch or go near each other or anything. Oh, yeah.
So we've not been invited.
It's not a question of being invited. We've considered going along, haven't we? And we might turn up for an evening.
Actually, quite good. That's probably the highest compliment we've ever been paid. So thank you so much, my Peter.
1 star.
Well, there are so many of these. We're gonna. Let's just get through them quickly. Okay, so Space Shellfish called the Knudrons, and yes, I was a Triple Queen Space Shellfish, and you had your outfits brought me my biggest smiles of the weekend. Thank you so much. He says from Liverpool, but we'll be in Germany at the end of the month. Ian says, loved you guys at Destination. You made me feel welcome. All your hard work this year. Thank you so much. Hey, Mark. How you doing, buddy?
It's an important point there, sorry, isn't it, Richard? That one of the things we do when we go to conventions is we try to make sure that we are a safe space for anyone who's feeling lonely or anxious or whatever. If you find us, you can always hang out with us.
Yeah, always.
We'll look after you. We've got all the best toys, so we'll let you come and play. So, don't be anxious about going to an event because you know you will have friends there waiting for you.
Yep, you always come and see us. We will normally be in the bar. Come and see us. Mark, hey Mark, how you doing, buddy? Mark, thank you for your help. Couldn't done without you at Destination. Thank you so much.
Indeed, this time last week we were throwing everything into the back of the van, weren't we? Or
Peter
thereabouts.
has been following you for a few weeks now. I'm quite impressed with your bridge. Much better than the one we built. Well, I haven't seen yours, but yes. Rashid says, Amanda, you're fantastic. Okay, of course we want you back. Of course we do. Please come back next year. Oh, we'd love to so much. Chris says, please come back. We'd love you to see it. Yep. These are very wise people watching the show. Yes. Mark Andrew Derbyshire says, hi guys, I'm the big guy that came and said about the trial of Ben being my highlight. Thank you so honestly. I'll stop just plowing through these now just to say James will agree with me here. The entire weekend, everything that we did do was made worthwhile, not from the throwaway thanks, if you like, we got it in the final closing ceremony or anything like that. The amount of people that came up and said thank you at breakfast, in the bar, just in the corridors, in the convention halls, that came up and said thank you so much for the effort you've gone to. That's why we did it, and honestly, it made it so worthwhile. So thank you for saying thank you, because it really did mean the world. Thank you so much. Absolutely incredible. Lee says, this is my first year in uniform. Always wear a uniform. It wouldn't be a convention.
One important point, when it comes to your uniform, there is an accessory that you might need.
But the conventions generally would not be conventions without people cosplaying. They just wouldn't. So wear a uniform, wear whatever you feel comfortable in. But by all means, if you've got a uniform, why else did you buy it? So take it on to a convention, put it on. Fantastic. Peter says, please return to destination as several sector 30. Yeah. So I'm kind of a temporal violations officer. I operate outside of section 31, but I can't really talk about it. Christoph says, at FedCon, they don't do cosplay contest anymore, just as a parade. In post-COVID, never competitors. I think, I'll be completely honest now, from us doing the cosplay this year, I was quite shocked the amount of people I spoke to that said they felt too intimidated and too shy to do the cosplay competition because of the way it had been run previously. We're going to put a stop to that. It's an inclusive thing. Everyone should have a chance to do the cosplay. It's a chance for you to show, and wow, there were some amazing uniforms, and people that had made them from pattern themselves and sewed them, but were too intimidated to show them. I'm not having that. We're putting a stop to that. That's not going to happen anymore. I'm on my own now. The trial of Benjamin Sisko was probably my favorite thing of the whole weekend. It was, that's in most part down to James and Alan, who was the judge, and of course Sam, who was trying to put me in jail and shoot me out of an airlock. They were all absolutely fantastic, and it was great fun to do. So I'm so pleased you all enjoyed it. It was a joy to do. It really was. Sid says, "We'll bribe with ducks for you to attend next year." Rashid says, the trial of Benjamin, it was magnificent. Loved it so much. Thank you. We appreciate that so much. That's why we do it. And the love that's been shown during and after, it's just been fantastic. Lee says, love the Blackadder, not in the trial. There was more than one. But thank you. Sam's on it. Don't know what he's on, but he's on it. Gemma says, please come back destination next year. All fantastic, and it's the 60th anniversary. Absolutely. Well,
what's that, Sooty? You've thwarted the Russian cyber attack on my computer, and it should be working now. Okay.
Lee says, "You gave moment. Dream." So this is. I'll let James respond to this because it's his bridge. He built it. So
Well, Lee, it's always a pleasure, and we often say on this show that the best thrill we get when we take our bridge to conventions is when we see people sit in the chair and their little faces light up, especially when they see all the buttons are there in front of them that they can press. And then we sometimes give them the tablet so they can launch torpedoes and things. They love that. But yes, it's a thrill for us to take it out. We built it to be enjoyed, and we love that it does get enjoyed.
Rashid says it'd be fantastic to see, but again, we've not been invited. Not that we want to put pressure on the organisers, not been invited. Sam says he's on the badges. Thank you. Remember, we don't want them rubber. Leah says definitely hub to go through. Yeah, and I thought the engineering table worked really well as a standing kind of meet place. I think that should maybe rebranded as the standing meet place on the bridge, but it was fantastic.
Well, that was our engineering set in place of the shuttle, because what people may not know is that we were let down at the last minute by the person who'd agreed to transport everything up to Blackpool for us, and we had to hire a van and drive it ourselves on very short notice. So we decided we just couldn't cope with bringing the shuttle, and we brought the engineering table instead, which was lovely.
It was such short. I mean, people may not know that James doesn't actually drive, so us hiring a van, and it's quite amazing. Yeah, Mark, pleasure to help. Thank you, Mark. Alan says Mark's Odo departure. It was just brilliant, wasn't it?
Shall we live it? I think only Mark can do that. Yes. Now, Richard, of course, he couldn't come to the mixology session. We were supposed to be doing that together. We were supposed to be doing it in place of our dear friend Carl. Carl couldn't make it because of basically he's just signed the lease on his new pub and he's setting it all up and getting it underway, so he couldn't come away. He left us with everything and left us in charge of it. And then Richard and I, sort of all ready to do it, we had to do some filling in because sadly our friends the Trekkie girls had to depart the convention for personal reasons on very short notice, and Richard ran off and did the interview with Colin Trenier that Sam helped with, and I had to do the mixology on my own. But there was an incident where we had a containment failure in mixology, and I got absolutely covered in. I'm not sure if it was Robbie and I forget what it was, but I was covered in booze.
I mean, quite frequently at Star Trek conventions, I cover myself in a margarita in the hope that the Trekkie girls would come and start sucking me. But, Sam says, the trial was a lot of fun. I'm glad everyone else enjoyed it. Yeah, everyone did. Everyone enjoyed it so much.
I think we'll try and put together some clips of that. We've got a few. We'll put them online at some point. But, what fun. And we're already thinking about what's the next one we can do. And I've got two in mind.
So we had a pad on deck. So normally on the back of the bridge, we have warp engines and bridge sounds going, and we have a pad where you can fire torpedoes, phasers, things like that. But in the main hall, the noise was just being drowned out. So we switched it off. It kind of was counterproductive. It didn't work. So maybe if next year they put us in a separate room, you'll have it. But yes, there's a pad you can play sound effects from.
Yeah, it's a lot more immersive if you are on our bridge set where we've got the full amp and everything running, because it feels like the floor is vibrating under your feet, and that there are real engines rumbling away.
Which Leah experienced there. Yep, sort of tablet power on the bottom. But yeah, once all the other stuff was in the hall and it was all going, it just you couldn't hear it. So sadly, we had to can that. Enterprise can clever, it can. Enterprise.
I wonder if she means can deliver.
The van. Yes, we always.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, obviously, there's only one van hire we will go to.
Lee says, "Can I just hang out, or could I just hang out at the engineering table? I promise I won't modify anything illegal." But that's the thing. Yeah,
if you want to upgrade it, feel free.
You can hang out whenever you like. Yeah. Triangle silos at the sing-along were outstanding. Yes, the sing-along was, again, that was kind of meant to be on the bridge, but again, wasn't going to work in the main hall, so that ended up being an intimate performance rather than a big performance. But thank you so much for coming. Really pleased you enjoyed it.
Thank you for your support with the guitar as well.
Yeah. I took my busy schedule with that. To support the Triangle is an honour in itself. Gemma says, and yeah. God, wow, we're going for nearly half an hour just trying to get through the comments here. Yeah. Oh, so I didn't get to see the mixology because I was otherwise engaged. What happened about that, James?
Well, following very much from Carl's lead, what he would do is he would get volunteers to come up and make the cocktails and shape. What I should say, by the way, to everyone watching is that this year we had to go back to the 2 years ago version, which is where we mixed a cocktail and sent it around for people to try. Last year, Carl had enough stuff that he could get every table to be mixing them. So there was lots of booze, and that's why it was a very popular session and completely oversubscribed. But yeah, one of my volunteers had a containment failure on one of the mixing things, and it sprayed all over me. And in fact, when we did the next one, I hid behind a curtain, so I was shielded.
Makes sense. And Lim says, only came on the Sunday, but it's immense. I felt sorry for Connor, who had to cover for Anson with Chase and then do yet another interview directly afterwards.
But that was with us.
That
was more fun.
That was a little awkward, but let's talk about who was the chap from TOS we interviewed? Garth Pillsbury?
Garth Pillsbury, yeah.
So we said to him beforehand, well, okay, we're going to interview on the main stage now. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Go, what, anything particular you'd like to talk about or not talk about? And he said, well, I got to be honest, fellas. I don't remember too much about when I was on Star Trek.
Well, was he Australian?
Yeah. Well, okay, then. Well, we'll just let you talk about the weather. And he did. It was amazing. It's fantastic.
He was one of those wonderful people to interview, wasn't he? In that we didn't really have to do much work. We just pulled the cord and off he went.
And what I quite enjoyed was the fact that you did say he could hit me if he would like to. And I did offer myself up, and he gave me a hug instead, which I thought was very.
The reason for that, just to contextualize it, is because he was supposed to hit Shatner in the episode Mirror Mirror, and Shatner wouldn't let him. So he never got to hit Shatner. So I said, well, do you want to hit Richard instead?
I was up for it. I genuinely would have taken the punch. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. So when you suggested that, and he looked at me, and I thought he might be up for it. The first thing I thought was, "Oh my god, I hope he doesn't hurt his fist." It's not because I'm a black belt, but
to be fair, he is an elderly gentleman.
Yeah, he's like 90 years old, and I'm like, "Oh my god," because I'm not going to take it. I'm going to put my head down and say he's going to break his fist. But luckily, he decided to hug me instead, which was fantastic.
Yes, he did. It was a lovely moment on stage as I sat there in the audience looking at it. Oh, wonderful.
Look at the awkwardness unfold. So Andrew says, your set pieces made a great addition and was awesome seeing them again. Hope to see you there next year. We hope to be there too. Rashid says, your chat with Contrary on Friday was thrown. Thank you so much. So we did the trip on Trip. We interviewed him Friday.
Triple trip.
Saturday and Sunday. We did the triple trip. Hey, Louise. How are you?
Wasn't he?
It was so lovely to meet you. Saw that online. Not sure what you saw online. If it's of me, I apologise. Ian says, guys, loved your comment on one of my photos where you asked me on the button was, which is my photo.
Yes. So Ian is one of three guys, I think, stood at the engineering table, and they're all staring at it slightly in a puzzled way. And I put in the comment about that line from The Voyage Home where they go, which one's that? No, search for Spock. Which one's the damn antimatter transducer? This one. No, this one. And they get the engines to work.
Louise, thoroughly enjoyed it. It was honestly lovely to meet. It was lovely to meet everyone that I hadn't met before, and it was lovely to remake acquaintances. Peter says, did you do the mixology?
It was during the daytime. There were two mixology sessions, one on the Saturday, one on the Sunday. The Saturday was the boozy one. The Sunday was the mocktail version. They were in the program. Do you know what? Our lovely assistant Emma, who, when I say assistant, she managed us and looked after us all weekend.
We love Emma.
Up so far in the comments tonight, but she sent me off to go and get a sandwich because I hadn't sat down for about 4.5 hours. And I just sat down and taken my first bite of a sandwich when I got a message saying, when are you going to be here? I'm filling the room up. And I replied going, I thought I had an hour. And she said, no, you've got 10 minutes. So I got 2 bites of my sandwich and had to run right the way back across the the venue, carrying lots of very heavy ingredients with me as well. So I can't even remember what time it was because in my head I got it completely wrong.
So Leah says, "I hear you had Sam rolling on the floor in the talk." Yes. So this was when Sam said, "Oh no, I asked. I've got an interview, Connor, short notice, nothing prepped. You're a massive Enterprise fan. Would you like to come and interview with it?" Well, I didn't ask him. Obviously, I asked his girlfriend because that was easier. And she told, he told me he was doing it. And so we were backstage with Connor, and I said to him, "Look, this is Major Sam McAvoy. He's actually from UK Space Command." And he looked, I'll be honest with you, dubious that the UK actually had a Space Command because obviously we don't have any spaceships.
I mean, to be fair, we hadn't heard of it before that weekend, but now we know all about it.
Sam said, "No, I really am. I can do a commando role and everything." And I said, "Well, okay, we'll do that." So when he went there, James, when we did the interview, and I sent Sam out with the microphone,
Yeah.
I was like, "Right, now do your commando role," and he was bloody good. He did a really good commando role. It was fantastic. And that sold it to Connor. Connor then believed that he actually was a major in the army. It's fantastic. Louise says, "Even if I kept getting you too muddled, it's quite simple. He's and I am Deck.
Can I see, man? That's how you remember.
He can't see, and I don't know which one's which either. I honestly don't know which.
Deck is the shorter one.
Deck is the shorter one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I'm the one with a big forehead.
Well, I've got quite a big forehead. Well, it is difficult. It's not your fault, Louise. Gemma says, "Interview with the Contraneer was fun. Thank you so much. I'm assuming you're referring to all three of them." Nadim says, "The railway admin, what a pleasure. Honestly, what a lovely lady." Billy says, "Good evening." Good evening, Billy.
Hello, Billy. Thank you for looking after us.
Really enjoyed seeing Richard in the car. So this was the lovely Dr. Emma said, "Will you sing a song with me?" I said, "Yes, I will sing a song. Any song you like." So she said, "Could we please sing Let It Go from Frozen?" I'm like, "Well, I know it, but I'll do my best."
There is a Star Trek version of it, by the way. It's well worth looking up.
Oh, no, it's not.
There is.
Billy says, "Hope everyone is good."
Yes, Billy, of course, impersonated us this time last week, didn't he? Where we did a quick live with Billy, Gary, and Mark. Was it Mark?
Billy is one of the unsung heroes that that made the weekend work. So many people came up and said thank you to us. Probably not as many people went up and said thank you to Billy, but we wouldn't have been able to do half the stuff we had done without you, Billy. So thank you so much for helping us with the set and everything.
Without
really
the guys in the blue shirts, we couldn't have done it.
You. Yep, absolutely. Thank you so much. Question. Where do you gents get your uniforms? I didn't catch as I was walking from the table.
These grey ones.
Yeah.
Lee, they're from Asal Jackets, ASAL, which they've been on the market for about a year now. And they've got a light version and a dark version. We've all gone for the slightly darker version, which we think looks really good. And now myself, Richard, and Gary all have matching uniforms, which look fantastic. They're really high quality.
They really do match well. For the undershirts, it's a darker red turtleneck, just from Amazon. That we all wear the same ones, and yeah, the thing is, when you wear uniforms as a group, you just have to make sure the colours all match in. That's the undershirts and the overshirts. So we all got them to match in, and then when they match in, they look good. That's the important thing. I'm not sure what James is doing there. But,
of course, mine has the extra addition in the special buckle.
Ah, yes. The Pierre de Resistance.
But, they're not to be found anywhere.
Dee says, "You have to come next year. A lot of folks are going to Vegas and not going to destination. We need you for those going to Black." We've not been invited to Vegas either, funny enough.
We got some guys here from England.
Are they from Worcestershire? Sam says, "There's not much call for commando roles in space." Actually, you're wrong. So after you did that, Connor said to me off mic, he said, "Do you know how many of those I had to do? Like, so the amount of scenes he had to do those roles." And he was like really complimentary about your role. I mean, to be fair, you do it for a living. He does it as an actor, but he's like, "Yeah, that's a really good role. I had to do so many of those. He's done that really well." It's like, well, yes. In Sam's case, if he doesn't do it right, he could be shot. So, Gemma says, "Funny you got him running around the room doing commando." Yep, that was our thing. If you'd gone to any of the ones we'd done, that's our thing. Rather than getting the blue shirts to do it, we make each other run around, which is good fun. Chris says, "Need to see that." Yeah, we do.
Quite.
Louise says, "Thank you, Billy." Yes, thank you, Billy. Pleasure was all mine. Thank you so much, regardless. Hey, Billy says, "Go." Yep. Hey, Ian says, "Yeah, the one with the Friday with Connor on Friday was amazing. Couldn't get to my room since Friday open talk." So, yeah. That was the first. That was the opening talk of the weekend when we had
It was
Connor.
funny, wasn't it? We thought, oh, we're the first on stage all weekend.
First on stage all weekend, and do you know, genuinely, I if I speak for out of turn here, James, tell me I'm wrong. Didn't Connor make it easy? He was such a nice guy. He made it very easy for us. The fun that you had wasn't us being great hosts for the interview. I mean, we were brilliant, but he made it very easy for us to be brilliant. He was such a nice guy. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yes.
Want to see it again?
How many of those are available, James?
I couldn't say because it's a secret supply.
I think it's less than 20.
Fewer than there were.
Louise says, "I'm going to do cosplay for the first time at Warp 1, but you won't like it. It'll be Discovery."
It'll be Discovery then.
Yeah. James says, "Forgot about the Make." Yeah, so I really want to do a good Mako's cosplay. I really want to do a good Mako's cosplay. I love the Mako.
Do you remember when Dominic Keating and the chap out of Desperate Housewives are getting all that machismo out of their system by having a full-on fight in the corridor because they just resent each other?
Yeah, I got to interview Dominic about that. Actually, it's for another time. It's a long story, but yeah, I got to ask him about it and how much of it was him. He actually did most of the handwork himself. He just got the stunt double in for the kicks, so he actually did a lot of that. So it's quite cool.
On the subject of Enterprise, actually, I've seen a few videos pop up, and Sam, this is about you. I've seen you really belting out the Faith of the Heart in the parties. And I think we should have a campaign to get that to the Christmas #1.
Well, Sam says he has no words to express how proud he is that Connor likes his role. And he'll roll on request. Fantastic. Billy is a top-notch fella. Yes, he was. Hey, Daniel. How the devil are you, chap?
Hey.
Ruth, how are you?
All the admirals are in the house.
All the admirals there. Alan is putting... Oh, Alan, you don't make good Mako. You're just too conspicuous, mate. Sorry.
Can you make them for us instead?
Yeah. Louise says, "Correct. I have the hair. It's going to do... You're going to have to help me with this."
Etna is the very attractive red-headed helmsman on Discovery.
Oh, I've got her DNA.
Yeah, that's right. Because we can't explain how we've got that.
But I got it from the... Yeah, you know how I got that.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah.
Ian says, "I was singing my heart out, Faith of the Heart." Right, okay. We've got through...
There was a lot of hatred for Faith of the Heart expressed during Connor's talks. And he said to people, look, save your energy for something worthwhile. And actually, we like Faith of the Heart.
I mean, no, we don't.
Yes, we do.
It's not a terribly good song. It's very well sung. The problem is you had the late great Jerry Goldsmith, who did all of the golden era Trek.
Yeah.
And they were amazing. Literally, you could put it on repeat and sleep to it. It's amazing stuff. Voyager, Deep Space Nine, Next Generation. And then you had Enterprise coming with Faith of the Heart. It's just like, oh God, now you've ruined it. You've ruined it. You've absolutely ruined it. Sorry. Yeah. I really am pleased if other people do enjoy it. I don't. So, wow, that's almost half the show, over half the show gone now. Just saying hi to people in the comments and answering questions. Um, should we try and catch up on any Star Trek that's happened? I mean, I've loved both the episodes that have been on since we were last on, but I don't know if we should just keep going with the comments, James.
I think we carry on talking about Destination because, to be honest, we're not doing any more events this year, are we?
Ruth says, "I'm good. I hope you've recovered."
Well, got to be honest, Ruth. We're still unpacking stuff. So yesterday, actually, I did some actual maintenance on the transporter because we had the Shuttle Bay 4 guys invite us in for a chat. By the way, anyway, you're watching, hello. And they asked us when we maintain it to keep it looking so good. And we said we don't because we can't, because it's basically the only time we ever get access to it is when it's up at a convention. So we can hardly be painting it there. But just on this occasion, I thought I haven't painted that transporter in 11 years and it's been out so many times. It's got so much damage on it. So it's had a proper bit of TLC. It's looking really very fresh.
George says, "Will you attend next year's Destination?"
Jury's out, George.
As yet, we've not been invited, so we can't comment. Ian says, "Put up a really good video on the dance floor, and you see me signing."
Singing, perhaps.
Well, I wouldn't assume. Rashid says, "I saw Sam sing his heart out." Do you know what? Having met, you meet new. One of the nice things about conventions is you meet new people. You make new friends. And having met Sam,
well, sometimes we're in disguise, aren't we?
Sometimes we're in disguise. But having met Sam, and he won't mind me saying this, he's a fair bit younger than us, and I love the fact meeting younger people that are well into enterprise. Love that. I really do. And I think I said that during our interview with Conor Trenier. I think I said, look, it's the younger people that I've met that are really into enterprise. And they don't just like it, they love it. They're really into it. And that's fantastic. It was one of the nicest things about meeting Sam. It was just absolutely magic. It really was. Leah says that song was his moment of the party. He's such a dedicated fan. It's beautiful.
Well, it's true. He was in the middle of the room, and everybody was surrounding him while he sung the song. He belted it out. He was giving it some.
So yes, we did bring this up subtly in a couple of times when we were interviewing him, and he shut it down completely. He's very much Trip's dead. Trip's dead. Trip's dead. Trip's dead. Trip's dead. That's it. I'm personally a little bit disappointed that that's the way he's going at it, because him and Paul and Scott Bakula very much were the trinity of the Enterprise show. So, but yeah, he's very much
in his talk. He said, he thought the engineer would just be doing 2 days a week filming, and he'd be a background character. He didn't realise he was going to be the central cast. Well,
again, this is one of the things we tasked him on and said, look, they were bringing a big star with Scott Bakula, and he said at my auditions, I had to audition like 9 times. It was really hard work. So he at the time just didn't realise that they were grilling someone to be part of this new trinity they were creating. They were writing for him, so they had to have a really good actor. And I quite blazingly said to him, I felt bad when I said it. I said, look, I've got to be honest with you. You were an unknown. Scott Bakula is an established star, but whatever your background was, as soon as you went in the first pilot episode and you were on screen with Scott Bakula, Captain Archer, and you were supposed to have a history together, it looked like you'd already been on screen together for 7 years. They just gelled straight away. He was in no way shown up as being an unknown actor next to Scott Bakula. He was perfect from the outset. And I think that's probably why his auditions were so grueling, because they had to get a good enough actor in. And I had no idea at all that his southern accent was an accent he'd put on, until we met him. I didn't realise that whatsoever. He's a fantastic actor, and pleasure to get those moments after him. Rashid says, faith of the heart is good, Richard. You should have faith. It is good. It's just not a good Star Trek theme.
Well, it's all
Louise
right. I
says,
mean, a lot of songs don't really merit much attention, but they still get Christmas #1. I mean, basically anything by the X Factor, for example. So let's get Faith of the Heart to Christmas #1.
who are the X Factor?
The X Factor is a popular television talent contest hosted by Simon Callow, who used to be in Four Weddings and a Funeral.
They're not a band.
No,
X
it's not a
Factor.
band. No,
It'd be
the
a good
X
name for
Factor is where these bands come out from.
It'd be a good name for a band, the X Factor, wouldn't it?
I mean, there's one called The Direction, and there's lots of them. Triple Mix.
Louise has said something there that's wrong. James says, not his only one. He was a life of the party. He was a lovely chap. Lovely chap. No spoilers. We're still not caught up with Strange New Worlds. Yeah, I don't think
we haven't spoken about it.
Yeah, I don't think we will do this week. We've got too much catching up to do. Chase was so she always is. We've had the pleasure of Chase a couple of times, not this convention, oddly enough, but at previous ones we've spent a lot of time with her, and she's been honestly, she really is that nice. It's not an act. She just is just a fucking lovely person. She really just is that nice. She's fantastic. Louise says it's the Janeways. Absolutely magic.
Double trouble.
Anyone still got con blues?
Well, we haven't really come down yet because we're still unpacking.
Well, it was, Joe. I will take a moment to speak about us. As fun as it was, and as great as it was, and we're really pleased that everyone enjoyed themselves. I don't know about you, James. I never, at any point, did I feel like I had a chance to actually enjoy the con. Does that make sense?
We were terribly busy. You're right.
So I do like if we were to do it again, I might say, well, I'm only going to work for half of it. The other half, I just want to enjoy the con and meet people, and just enjoy being an attendee rather than running around doing things and whatnot. Not that I didn't enjoy doing it, and being appreciated was fantastic. But yeah, it does. You do kind of, when you're running around getting these things done, you do feel a bit removed from the enjoyment that everyone else enjoys. It's that I'm a bit sad about. So yeah, got a bit of con blues about that.
Well, the best bits for us, I suppose, were in the bar in the evenings where we got to spend time with people, because during the day, people would talk to us, but we'd have to run off somewhere else, wouldn't we?
Yeah, which for me was a bit shit because I was in bed by about 9:30 every night because I was so tired. So,
yeah, you're more the breakfast man.
I'm more the breakfast man. But yeah, con blues are because I really did enjoy it. But yeah, a bit sad. There were so many people I wanted to spend more time with that I didn't get a chance to. Sam, Leah, Dr. Emma, the amount of people I just, Dan, and yourself, James. The amount I just felt I didn't have enough chance just to sit down and relax and shoot the shit with people. So yeah, bit of post-con blues. Just because
that's true. We didn't spend time with each other. We were just in the same area doing a job, weren't we?
Yeah. However, Billy loved every minute. Fantastic.
Excellent stuff.
Dan says, "Hi guys, Enterprise open to."
No, because that would mean Bono would have more money.
I'm not entirely certain. That can't be true. I can't. No. I'm not. Alan, fact check that. Sounds. I'm a rat.
Oh, we've gone to fact check.
Louise says Chase was. Yeah, she genuinely is just like that all the time. She's so lovely. Met Chase years, but yeah, she's absolutely wonderful. Billy says, if you go to next year's destination, I'm happy. Thank you so much, Billy. Really appreciate it, mate.
We shall request you, Billy.
Louise says, Dan Leckie on one of my favourite. Oh, we're still on this. And Deck was right. Sorry, spell check meaning singing. I think we're behind. I've been talking too much. In the documentary, The Centre Seat 55 Years, they talk about the Enterprise theme song. And they reason that because it was the only series without Star Trek in its name, they also wanted to make... No, that's horseshit. So, okay, the reason they did it was Russell Watson was really popular at the time, and they wanted to shoe in him for publicity stunt. That's all it was. Yeah, I love the Enterprise too.
Which one?
Coombs and Armstrong, the Rat Pack style shenanigans for the parties next year. That'd be fantastic. Jeffrey Combs is, I make no bones about this, he is my favourite actor in the Star Trek universe. And it just so happens you can read about my encounter with Jeffrey Combs in the Riker's Beard Annual. Yeah, it's in there.
How is that available, Richard? How could anyone get hold of that?
It's bloody well not available at the moment because the publisher's been hit by a DDoS attack. But as soon as it is available, it will be on the Riker Beard page for purchase. But yes, you can read all about my encounter with Jeffrey Coombs in here.
It's the ultimate stocking filler. As we rush toward Christmas.
I'm hoping it'll be published before Christmas. At the moment, I really don't know. I can't get them to answer my emails or anything.
After all that effort you put in to get it
honestly,
ready.
I wrote that annual. James will tell you I can tell that the amount I put into that to get it out in time for destination, that it wasn't, and it's still not been published. Anyway, it'll be published soon, hopefully.
Sam says the back bit of it.
Sorry, do it again.
Show people the back bit of the annual, the special page.
So, if you order yourself a Riker's Beard or Adventures of Riker's Beard annual, then not only do you get all this lovely content, including a word search, I thought it would be fun to include at the back a place where people could have their convention books signed. So
yeah, that's a lovely idea. That is.
So if you order one of these in time for Warp 1, you can take it to Warp 1 with you and get people to sign your convention book, which I wasn't sure if it'd be a popular thing or not, but wow, the amount of people that signed it is just amazing. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, hopefully it'll be published some point this year. We'll see. Sam says, it was such a privilege to be involved with all the Riker's Beard shenanigans over the weekend.
We do shenanigans as well, don't we?
We do shenanigate, yeah. James says, thought it was his accent too. Yeah, I honestly thought that he was from the south. He's not at all. Gave me some good advice on, because I just before I went away to destination, I auditioned and got a part playing in a touring country band, and I said to him, look, how much twang should you put on an accent? Is it appropriation? Is it okay? And he's like, no, it's fine. Literally, most Southern stars don't speak with that accent. They just put it on for the music. So very useful. Loved Connor's story that he was doing an Oklahoma accent for the first season until he found It's pretty cool.
Marina Sirtis tells a similar story about her fruity accent in The Next Generation and how when we meet her parents, neither of them speak like that at all. And they have to explain it away as boarding school.
A question for you then, James.
Yes. I have a question for the bridge, mainly because Sector 31 built the seats badly and they broke due to attendees leaning around in them. How did you solve for the abuse the chairs will suffer under? Well, we just built them well.
Yeah.
The short answer. They're sturdy.
Mark
They're
has
Galaxy class chairs,
Mark has the post-con blues. Billy misses people more than the con. Leah says, I didn't do half of what you did, and I felt like I was just running around. Leah, honest to goodness, you saved our bacon with the cosplay. We'd have been fucked without you and the other judges helping us out with that. Thank you so much. Would have been stuffed. Amazing. And what a lovely, lovely, lovely person you are too. Louise says, I do too have the con. Yeah, a lot of people have con blues. A lot of people looking forward to Warp 1. I really hope you'll have a fantastic time then. I hope it's a great con.
About 3 weeks away, isn't it?
Not sure.
It's next month sometime.
So yeah, Warp 1's, not long. They've got some pretty good guests, I think, as well, haven't they?
They have. They've got Babs, Dr. Mbenga. They've got whoever the actress is who plays Nurse Chapel. They've got Ed Spielers, who's Picard's son in Picard season 3. I can't remember after that. I'll tell you who they don't have, though. That's Jonathan Frakes.
Well, luckily he's coming to my birthday party. I'm just scrolling through the comments here, and there's a really long one from Alan, so I'll let you deal with this one.
All right, let's have a look at it. This is in relation to what was the opening theme tune for Enterprise. So they're saying you choose Beautiful Day as a placeholder, but went against it and went with Russell Watson. Thank you for fact-checking that for us, Alan.
I think there's far too much about this shit than we need. Sam says, one of the plans for season 4 was to have a band playing in the mess hall. Fortunately, I decided to dodge that bit.
By the way, in Strange New Worlds, without any spoilers on this, have you noticed that the mess hall that they have, or the bar that they have? I mean, we never saw Kirk's Enterprise have a bar, and the mess hall was a really bland-looking room where they could play board games, and that seemed to be about it, or Spock would strum his heart. But Pike's Enterprise, that predates Kirk's, has basically a really cool nightclub, and it's bigger than 10 Forward.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of these things where you don't let canon get in the way of progress. But on this particular point, I have to agree with you. The point is that, well, the earlier ships had to be smaller, and it just looks a lot bigger. So to get my head around, to explain why I feel this way, I play a lot of Star Trek Online, which is a brilliant game. And to make it multiplayer playable, they have to make everything bigger. So it's a much bigger environment. It goes against my science, whereby I know that you can't have big shit up in space because it costs so much to get it up there. And that we know they didn't have the big shipyards until after Kirk's Enterprise. So it kind of didn't make a lot of sense until the first Starbase was bought. Well, Starbase is irrelevant. The shipyards were done, so they can construct stuff in outer space. Once you got it up there, you're fine. You can build it big and make whatever you want, but you can't get it up there. Getting it up is the problem we all have. And
you having a problem getting it up, sir? Are you? Are you having a problem?
You always have problems getting it up. You always have. So yeah, in this particular case, having a bigger Enterprise as the other Enterprise when it's meant to be the same Enterprise does bug me a little bit. I have to.
Yeah, in fact, Pike's quarters are like a hotel suite compared to Kirk, who's got a small bedroom with an office on the side of it. You go, well, what happened?
But flip side of it, it does make for better cinematography because you can get better camera angles and stuff. So yeah, they've got a bigger budget now. They're not constrained like they were before. Don't let it get in the way of doing a good story. Also, don't let it get in the way of doing good cinematography. So.
Fair enough.
Billy says he flicked through the annual destination and will be ordering when available. Let's hope it is available when my publishers have sorted this out. Thank you so much. Honestly, the feedback I had from the annual at the convention was overwhelmingly positive. It was quite at the time the people had sat down, taken the time to read it, were so complimentary. I was absolutely blown away. So thank you so much.
It is, by the way, I'd like to say, Richard, a lovely piece of work where you write very much from the heart, and I come out really well in it as well. So I'm very pleased with it.
Well, hopefully next year's annual will be co-written by James, so it'll be even better. Nadim got a signed picture of James. Well, was it though? Was it actually a picture of James?
Yeah, because I had a massive conceit, had some pictures printed to autograph. Obviously, no money changed hands. I gave them away. But there we go.
It's going to be available on Book Vault, which is a print-to-order publishing agency that currently
isn't
not
working.
Their fault. They're being hit by a DDoS attack, so it will be published on... Well, I'll put the links up as soon as it's available.
Is it the Russians?
Probably. I don't know. Mark says, any Enterprise is good. For me, it has to be the D. We all love the D. We all like the short,
fat
ones.
We all like the fat ones, as they say, yeah.
Yeah, he's been to a few cons. Vicky says, "Sorry I'm late. Hope you had a great con,
Well,
gentlemen."
there was one thing missing, wasn't there? It was a Vicky-shaped hole. I knew he'd do that. There we go.
Oh, Jesus. Right.
Meanwhile, in Double Entendre land,
Warp 1 is October. Oh, so that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know quite what they do for 3 whole days, but I mean, everyone who went to the Ascension one said they had a really great time. So I'm still of the view that I'm going to try and get up there for one evening, or one day and an evening, then come home the next morning.
Well, I won't be able to go on the Saturday or the Sunday, so if you want to go with me, it'll have to be the Friday, because I'm actually booked on
You're
both
doing
those
a
dates.
performance, are you?
Yeah, booked with my new touring band to play on both those dates. So,
Well, let's have a look at it as to whether we can get there.
Mark says, "I haven't gotten sick from the Norbreck or any mutations." Pleased to hear that.
I accidentally went to an Ollie Murs concert while I was in Blackpool.
Who?
Yeah, we took the kids out for dinner, and it was the Friday night. They were switching on the Illuminations, the Blackpool Illuminations that evening, and Ollie Murs was doing a concert on the seafront before it. So while we were waiting for them to turn the lights on, we heard that.
So who's Ollie Murs?
Oh, he's a popular music artist.
Can't be that popular if I haven't heard of him.
Hmm.
So, oh gosh, we're over time and I'm ready for bed. Seriously, I'm so tired. Since I got back from destination, I've just been doing nothing but trying to get ready for these gigs I've got coming up. So, apologies, but we're past time now. We've had no time for Room 101, no time for Smell That Cheese, no time for Room Vault 101.
So just for people who haven't joined us before, who may be joining us for the first time off the back of meeting us at destination, these are things that we sometimes do on our website.
We normally play games. Shall I give them a taste of what we normally do?
Yeah, do How High Are You? That's my favourite one.
We haven't done that for a while. Let me see if I can... not name that door.
you pick whichever one you like, Richard.
Let me have a look. See what I can find.
One of these buttons here.
So that's How High Are You in Feet and Inches, which is a popular game that we play, but
Yeah.
it's almost as popular as this game.
We haven't played Choose Your Choose in ages, have we?
We haven't played Choose Your Choose in a long time. Would anyone in the comments let us know? Would you like to see an example of Choose Your Choose? Should we do an example of Choose Your Choose?
Let's, yes.
So, what's your name and where do you come from?
Luke from Margate.
And what's best, Star Trek or Star Wars? Make your choose now. Choose your choose.
I actually prefer Mrs. Brown's Boys.
I have no idea why we stopped doing that.
I don't know why we didn't do that on stage.
We should have done live. We should have done How High Are You live with Contraneer. That'd been fucking brilliant.
I'll go and get the measuring stick.
So that's the sort of stuff we normally do on the show. But James, on a serious note, I'm not going to get my guitar to do a serious note. Let's pretend I'm playing an E minor.
Hang on. Oh, I've lost it. Here it is.
Do an E minor.
We haven't got the thing to hold the triangle up. It's going to work.
Yeah. Thank you, James. Thank you, everyone at Destination. Honestly, what an amazing weekend. The amount of people that came up and said thank you to us made us worth my while, James. I know it made you worthwhile as well. It was an incredible weekend, and we were so privileged to be a part of it and making it special for everyone. So thank you, everyone. And don't forget to buy the Riker's Beard Annual whenever it's available.
And the Riker's Beard Com badge. There's still some left.
But until next Sunday at 9 p.m, please do look after yourselves and each other.
And don't have nightmares.
Oh, that was